And it looks like we're live.
Welcome everybody to tonight, and then that my name is Ninjaspence, and then that we are bringing you another team bonus action monster of the week with the entity killer tales tonight, and then that can we have our players go around the virtual table.
Hi, I am Shadow-Neysa and playing. Wait, I thought. Which way are we going? I don't
Oh
know.
no!
Ah!
Just either way.
Starting with
Keep
you.
going. Keep
Just
going.
My name is Shadow-Neysa. I am playing Arteloth the Ghost Knight. Go.
I am Miro Raven, and I will be playing Dale the Chosen.
Hey, I'm Zeta, and I'll be playing Everett, the only sane one. No, not really. That's a lie.
That is a damn dirty lie. We are all fairly sane.
I'm Frey. I'm playing Ren Aberforth. I might be the only one with any common sense besides maybe Arteloth.
So, but anyway, that the last time that you all were basically up in this crazy, just whacked out mystery, that you all were stuck at a seemingly long red light up in Rayville, as you all just saw two cop cars zooming by. Then y'all picked up a sort of a drifter by the name of Everett Wiliams, that he turned out to be our spooky because he had saw the ghost of Deborah Miller across through like Ren's vehicle, which she had provided some information about basically what had kind of happened, and then that y'all went to go check out the that y'all had went to that y'all went to the police station to go interview to go interview Isaiah Decker about that the events that had transpired. Dale basically felt just a cold presence while he was interviewing him, and basically that he felt like that they were being watched. Then that our investigators had checked out the extra crime scene, to where then that Everett and Arteloth had basically got lashed out by this weird black tendril that had came out from this hook, and Artelof scared the living shite out of a corner, and basically that y'all had interviewed a Claudette Toussaint, who was basically one of the surviving people of just that the attack of just that what of just like whatever happened, and then that y'all heard then that y'all heard glass break at the Miller Railroad Company. So then that Artelof had decided to basically go up through the floor, and then that he saw basically a creepy wise guy with just a burlap sack, who decided to basically then Artelof trapped him, but then that the guy ended up summoning about three minions, and that is where we had left off at. Is that about right?
I believe so, and
Uh,
I think Artelos should go first with their action.
So yeah, so I guess then
um.
we are going. Oh, go on.
No, no. I'm grabbing my ish. Talk. Keep going.
I think
I guess then that.
Arteloth had frozen the bad guy.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. So then that basically then that the guy is just kind of like trapped there up in just that a little bit, but then but then that the person did basically manage to summon out that these little black little wisp things, about three of them so far,
Okay. So how close are the wispy things to me?
are like surrounding you.
All right. . I would like to first
Rage.
read a bad situation. This probably isn't going to help me much, but I'm going to give it a go.
That okay. Let me see. I think that if that you read a bad situation, then that'll be the only thing that you can do. Am I getting that correct? Because I'm still kind of new to Monster of the Week.
It's one act. There's not really an
Action economy.
action economy as such. It's that it's really
It's
it's
like
it's kind of ad lib, but if the DM wants to add a little bit, you can.
I usually treat it as action reaction. So Arteloth will go use his action, and
then the creature does something in response.
Okay, then. So then that basically just to keep it just in lieu of just other team bonus action games, and then we will follow that set. So reading a bad situation will be considered an action.
That's fine because I need to know if I know anything about these wispy critters, and dude's held in place right now, so I'm good with that.
Okay, then.
That is going to be an 8 flat.
8 flat.
Ooh.
All right, then. What do you want to add?
I would like to ask, what's the biggest threat?
The biggest threat is the guy that you got trapped.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna throw back my trench coat, pull out my sword, and just kind of get ready to go.
All right, so as that happens, then that the guy's just like, oh, a ghost. This is pretty interesting. Wait, wrong voice. It's supposed to be Southern. Ignore that. Irish. Just like, oh, it's a ghost.
Exit check.
It's a ghost. This is interesting.
Oh, hell yeah, we got a ghost in here.
All righty then, boys, get them. And then that one of them is just going to basically just before that they do anything, then they're just going to just two of them are basically going to surround you, and then that the other one is just actually going to go up to him and try to do something about that, so that you do have about a 1 full turn of just everybody going before that other minion frees the big guy, if that makes sense. So then that they aren't going to necessarily attack you this time. All right, then who wants to go next?
I wouldn't mind doing it.
Okay.
Dale is going to be bolting as fast as he can up the stairs to get to where, I'm pretty sure he's gonna realize that Arteloth is gone.
Yeah.
And there's noises, so he's heading in that direction.
Right, and then that Michael Hunton is just like, well, what the hell was all of that commotion about?
I'm gonna say that someone is breaking stuff upstairs.
Oh, hell no. And then he just takes his rifle and then just cocks it like, we need to go.
Like Dale's already running as he's saying this.
And then Michael Huntington is following suit.
How far can I get, Keeper?
I would say that up the stairs, I would say that you get to the point to where that you are kind of standing right beside this kind of burly looking fella up in some flannel, just kind of some blue jeans, but he has this creepily, eerily burlap sack on his head. And then
I'm not right next to him, am I?
Yes, you are. You are literally right next to the guy.
Is that when I'm coming up the stairs, is the door right there by him?
That it is kind of you kind of go through the door, and then he's right by the filing cabinet a bit, but he is essentially about 7 to 10 feet away from the door. But then you do notice then that they're gone.
If the whip is out, the whip is going.
Okay, the whip is going.
Watch me whipping Nene. Is that what we're doing?
No. He's not into that meme. So that is tough, correct?
Yeah, I need a roll to kick some ass.
Kick some ass. That is a 9.
A 9.
A
Okay,
2,
then.
a 2 and a 5 plus 2.
9?
Okay, a 2 and a 5 plus 2. Okay, then. So then that.
So
then that how? Oh, go on. How much damage would it do?
So, let's see. It's normally 2 harm,
Mm-hmm.
but I gotta go down here because I got that thing from the divine. It means my weapon counts as its weakness.
Ooh. Let me see here. Let me go to my preparation sheet. Oh, okay. So then it is normally a 2, correct?
Yes, and it is counting as his weakness. And Dale's gonna come through the door. Oh shit! It's the clan, and just whip the whip out straight at the baghead.
Oh, then you just smack him, and then that he kind of just like, well, shit, I didn't know we was dealing with fucking magic in this bitch. And then he actually just basically, I need to ask, how does Arteloth have him trapped? Is it a whole person kind of deal, or the legs, or what's going on?
Yeah, it's a hold person kind of situation. I didn't
Okay.
manipulate any of the physical environment. He's
Okay,
just
then. Okay, then. So with just that, then that the little minion that you kind of see like this little black kind of like wispy thing just basically like look at you, and then it's just going to lash out at you with just that a tendril, and then it's going to then that you're going to take 2 harm from that.
I take no harm
right
because.
with my
Or is Arteloth or me?
wait.
It is a you, Dale.
Okay, I take no harm because of my invincible feature as a chosen.
Okay. And then it's just gonna just like gnarl, but then that's just all what it does.
You realize that you can't get these shirts anymore. They are from the Gap, and that's out of business.
Is that
All
true?
right.
Focus, Dale.
I had
then who's
to
going
buy
next?
this shirt off of the eBay.
Off the eBay.
I'm assuming it was right to do what I did, right, Arteloth?
As far as I can tell.
And then that Michael just come in, he's just like, well, what the fuck is all of this shit? And then he just tries to basically shoot out his rifle, but he ends up missing the guy, and then he's just like, oh damn. And then he just gets just like slapped by this tendril, and then he just goes up into the back wall.
Zeta, is there a chance that I could try to protect someone while that's going on?
Yeah, like as long as the react. Like, okay, so this is how I like to do it. I like to go in a line. Like, usually I treat it like a round table sort of deal. I might start to my left or whoever is in the most danger and then go around the table. But if 2 people are trying to do something or 2 people are engaged in something, like, for instance, Dale wants to protect a NPC here, you don't have to, like, it's very loosey-goosey. You can be like, okay, well, Dale is in the most pressing position in terms of his proximity to danger. So he can go ahead and do something. I would just advise, try to keep everything moving.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, gotcha.
Like, I mean, it's really up to you how you want to handle, like, the round of combat. Like I said, I usually keep it like a game, like a board game, go around the table.
Right.
But if it's a pressing thing or if they're reacting to an NPC, it's fine to let them do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So then I will. So I'll basically allow you to do a roll to protect someone on that.
Let's see. That is a tough roll for protect. So that's a 4, 5, 9 plus 2 is an 11.
All right.
On a
So
10,
then,
let's see. Protect someone. You protect them, okay, but you'll suffer some or all the harm they were going to get. So on
Ooh.
a 10 plus, choose an extra. You suffer little harm, -1. All impending danger is now focused on you. You inflict harm to the enemy, or you hold the enemy back. So Dale is going to choose to inflict harm on the one that's going to slap him. The way Dale's going to, the way I'm feeling Dale would do it is like he whipped the bagman, and as he's pulling the whip back, he's going to pull it in a way so that it strikes that one that's going to try to hit the sheriff.
okay, gotcha. So then,
So that would
be
2
Go.
harm. Again, that would be 2 harm.
is your whip.
And weakness. So the whip's magic, and it's whatever I hit's weakness because of the divine
Oh.
feature.
Well, so that the whip is magic, so that you do a +2. Jesus. That's... okay.
You gotta love
So-
it. Like I know that feeling playing this game.
Oh yeah. So then you just basically just like you kind of just hit it, and then you kind of get the foggiest idea that your whip is holy, right?
Starting to get that idea. Does it do like the thing in Castlevania where it makes the thing explode?
It didn't explode, but it is starting to seep out a little bit. It's starting to look all raggedy and stuff, but that's about
All right,
that.
so
They don't get.
how much harm would come at me for blocking him from hitting old dude?
Blocking old dude, that would be normally 3 harm, but it would be it would be reduced because of your feats, so that'll only be 1 harm.
And because I took resilient, I take 1 less harm when the keeper does harm to me.
So you take no harm, correct?
Yep.
Okay,
Sorry.
This
It's okay.
motherfucker right here.
it's fine. It is okay. Who is going next, Ren or Everett?
I guess I'll go next, unless
Okay.
Ren had a particular move they needed to do.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I see everyone run up, and I have my gun out. And as soon as I see everything going on, I'm not going to say anything to anyone. I'm just going to be like, "Ooh, ah!" and then point my gun and shoot the bagman
Okay.
with one of the magic bullets I got from the last game.
Mm-hmm.
No, no, I got a 4. I had a living
got a
mark
4.
experience.
Okay then. So
you
you're
shoot.
gonna mark
Do you shoot out a window?
so that I would say this is what happens, that you are not going to get any harm, but your magic bullet counteracts that trap and breaks that enchantment from them. You just shoot at the tile behind them, and then that just enchantment disappears.
Oh wow! Like I almost wish I took the harm.
God damn it, Mr. Everett.
And then he's just like, "Oh, that's much better." Oh God, I can't keep it straight. Everybody's British. I'm want to make them British, but he's just like, "All right, that's a little bit better."
He's Southern British, so it just flips in and out.
Well, how
And then
damn, governor?
And then he just starts to tries to kind of like get away at this point, but then his minions are coming, and then he just like, why just one more for the road? And then he just basically that there's a dark pool that is kind of like that just kind of like starts to form on at the ceiling before through the doorway, and that's all. Ren, you are up, and Arteloth, you will be at the top of the round.
All right, I've still been downstairs this whole time, so I'm going to run up after everyone else.
All right. As that you are running up, that you just start to see just like one of these creepy looking black like heartless looking creature's form. It's kind of like a shadow wispy creature with just that these dark kind of like glowy eyes, and it just looks at you.
That's what I am confronted with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. And I don't know if a sword or a gun would work on it, so I'm going to try use magic to try and banish the spirit or curse from person, place, object, or place it inhabits. So I'm going to use magic to try and banish this creepy thing in front of me.
Sounds good.
What here? It's one of the things listed under use magic.
Roll weird.
Yeah. I also, what do I get to do? Oh, when I use magic, I also get to ask a question from the investigate a mystery, but oh no, as my effect if I don't choose to do anything else. My bad. So roll weird. Come on. Damn. I rolled an 11 plus 2.
Nice.
Oh, jeez.
So with that,
Lit.
so then that let's see, on 11 plus 2, that's all right. Then so what is your effect? You wanted to banish it?
Yes.
All right. Then so then that you basically just like look at it, and then that you just say whatever you do to it, and then it just go like, and then it just is banished, and then that I would say that the extra effect, or else let me see here. I would basically say that for that your next attack, it will basically allow you to basically have just your next attack can just also deal 1 point of extra magic harm.
Oh yay.
Yeah, your next attack.
I just I sort of hold up the sword and point at it, and I just use a banishment incantation that I was taught within the sect.
All right, and then that Mike is just going to come and be like, "What the fuck are you people? I'm glad y'all helping me, but that y'all are letting one of the Mango twins get away." All right, and then we are at the top of the round again with Arteloth. That you are surrounded by
Okay,
two
so
of these
just to,
creatures.
but
Go
just to clarify, the guy is still here or he's got away?
He is in that the process of running away. That you kind of see him like running to like the other side of this like office space, but he had basically left. He had basically like left whatever he was searching for up in just the cabinet, but he is about to get away, or just basically attempt to get away.
All right, so he's running like there's a door or something he's running towards.
He is running toward a glass window.
All right, I would like to use magic and basically I want to put a force field over that window. I'm thinking off of the list, bar a place or portal to a specific person or type of creature. A window counts as a portal.
Louder. Go ahead. Let's see.
I love this game.
All right, so that's going to be a 9.
Ooh. Let's see here. So that you do your portal. But as soon
I'm just trying
as
to put like a force field where he's going to slam into like an invisible wall.
Right. I would say that the effect is kind of shortened. That you kind of get that the field that
That's
it is
fine.
that you kind of get the idea that whenever that you casted it, casted it, that you know that this will not last much longer. And then he's just like, well, shit, Ghost Man. Just fuck it. I'm rolling with it. Just like, damn it, Ghost Man. Shit.
I was hoping he'd hit it and bounce up and be like, gummy bears.
And then he kind of, he actually kind of hits it, but then he actually takes out his pistol, and then he just loads it, and then he just basically just shoots at you, dealing 3 harm. And then he has some salt rounds in it. You kind of feel some salt ooze a little bit.
Shit. Okay, so I am immortal. I do take 1 harm less.
Mm-hmm.
So he hit me for 3 plus my vulnerability plus 1. So that's going to be... I'll be taking 3 solid. That's not good.
And then he's just like,
okay.
That you damn hunters didn't think I came prepared for this shit. All right, Dale, you are up.
Dale's gonna flip the whip back at this guy.
You're going after the big guy instead of these little minions. Okay. All right, then roll to kick some ass.
That is a 12. That is a 4 and a 6.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
I'm dealing double harm. So I can inflict with a 12 plus. Your attack inflicts double the normal harm. Dale just saw him. Dale just saw him shoot Arteloth, and Arteloth, who he's never seen get hurt, take a solid gunshot to the chest. He didn't know that happened to Ghost, so Dale just flips the whip around, does a little Trevor Belmont spin, and just nails this dude right in the dead center of the face. So that's 2 harm normally, plus it's his weakness, so that's doubled.
Okay. Oh, so that it is double the harm. Ow. And then that he. Okay, so basically on the 7. Okay, so then that they don't do harm to y'all on the 10 plus. Okay, that's just what I wanted to make sure. Because then that's how I'm playing it. Okay. So that you shoot him, and then that you hit him just with the whip, just bypassing, as that you whip him, that you kind of see that he has some enchanted Kevlar underneath just at the clothes, and he's just like, schoolboy, really? That shit hurt.
I swear to whatever God is out there that I will beat your ass if you do not stop this right now.
I guess then that y'all just don't like to play fair, do y'all? But it's okay. That you know that the Hoarfrost will take care of just that the rest of y'all soon enough. All right, Everett.
Okay, realizing the bad thing I did, I'm going the bagman is still trying to get away, right?
Yeah, but then you still got the minions to worry about. 3 of them, to be exact, because that Ren banished one.
Okay. Well, I don't want the bad guy to get away. But there are a bunch of Okay, I didn't do really well shooting, so I'm going to try and trap a specific person, minion, or monster. I'm going to use magic.
Okay.
And try to call on whatever spirits are helping me to keep this creature in this room.
The big guy or the minions?
The big guy.
Okay. All right, and roll.
11 plus 2.
You guys are rocking it tonight. So yeah, that you go off without a glitch. So then that again, that your spirits from just from just of days past, of just that your days as a corner, just slowly that you see ghostly hands just come and just basically hold on to him ever so tightly by the legs. And then he's just like, oh, not this shit again. I knew I should have came here with just my sister. And then he just pulls the double barrel shotgun out at you and shoots at you for 3 harm.
Oh, geez. That's good.
How close is he to Everett, or how close is he to Dale?
Say that you probably ran up because a whip stretches out, so about 10 feet ish.
Is there any way I can try to protect someone?
You can certainly try.
Let's see. That is 4, 5, 7.
Oh no, let me see. What does
A 7 plus, you protect them, okay, but you'll suffer some or all of the harm they're going to get.
All right, and so I would say that since that it was a shotgun, that Everett, you only take 1. Dale, you take 2 of that harm.
And I ignore it.
I know you're feeling right now, Spencer. I have a chosen in my mind. It's like, oh, I just want to do some damage.
Can I just say not Everett, but Dale starts, he wraps the whip around his hand and he starts just flinging it around in front of him. Okay, that didn't work exactly 100%, but it kind of looked cool, right, Mr. Everett?
I think I'm bleeding. Ow.
Oh, shit.
I am realizing I am forgetting to give the minions a go at stuff, but we will handle that last.
Do minions get a go, or do they just react too?
They react as based on that. But if you want, like, again, this is a loosey-goosey system. Like, if you feel like the minions would be reacting, you can make this as like I said, I handle it a certain way when it comes to combat. You have a lot of stuff here, so you might want to like split up the turns based on who's getting attacked and like who needs to react to something. But yeah, I mean, it definitely the minions should go if you feel like they need to go.
Reason I was asking is for my own reasons for upcoming game.
Okay, let's see here. What do they want to do?
This is as I understand the rules, like, and I could be wrong, but it's usually like you want to be able, like, generally you want to be able to try and get everyone in the turn. Like, you want everyone to have a chance to act or react, but there are like everything has to feel like a threat. So you have 3 minions here. They all have to kind of feel like a threat. So they can't.
Maybe more like what would be like it translate to D&D like a layer action with them.
Yeah, then that's what I'm thinking.
Because the way I've tried to do it is technically the monster has a turn every time a player has a turn.
Yeah, and I do it like that as well. And I usually I tend to. This is a personal thing, and it might just be a limitation on my part. I tend to keep everything to 1 or 2 monsters or an event, as opposed to like, okay, so let's say instead of like having each minion attack, you can say, hey, these minions come after y'all. I need y'all to act under pressure or something like that, or something of that nature. Yeah, you want to treat it more as like an event that happens more than like a turn order. It's really hard to get out of that D&D mindset, though. I understand.
Gotcha. Okay, so as a reaction, no wait, he just used his reaction.
I mean, technically, his minions could probably attack Dale because Dale reacted to what he reacted to, so there could. Oh God, this is just counter spells and magic.
Yeah, so basically what I am going to say is just for that to sake to speed up the game here, is then that 2 of them are going to step away. That there was one of them by the filing cabinet, then that the other one is basically going. One of them is going to just thrash at you for about for just 3 harm, as in that he just as in that as then that the minion just start like just thrashing about on you, and then that the other one is about to thrash on Mike, and then that Mike takes all that 3 harm.
Okay, so
am I next to Mike?
That I would say that you are in the doorway.
Okay, good. Am I close enough to protect someone?
Okay,
I mean,
who
that you
took
can
another
try.
3 harm? Just to be
Mike,
just
Mike, that the NPC,
Oh
that
no,
the sheriff.
who was the other one you said that they flailed
Oh,
at?
Dale.
Yep,
Dale.
I ignore that.
do you ignore all 3 or just one?
I have 2 armor that absorbs 2 of it, and then I ignore 1 harm whenever the keeper does harm to me.
See that if that was
Jesus.
counted as magic. Nope.
Bloody tank.
Nope. It wasn't counted as magic. So nope. All right then. So go next, Ren.
Was I close enough to protect him, Mike?
You can certainly try if that you willing to try to protect someone. Sure.
Yeah. What is that plus tough? Okay, cool. And I get a +1 if I'm using my sword. Hang on. With my +1, that is an 8.
That are you going to take some or all of it? Oh wait a minute. That's my call. Let's see here. I would say that out of that thrash, that you will take 2 of it, while he only takes 1 of it.
All right. Well, then I only take 1 because I have my armor.
All right, and then that you just kind of just like get in the way, and then you kind of block off some of the attacks with just your sword, and then that it just basically that you're kind of fencing with just these shadowy tendrils, but then that they get you hard, and then that they also get him. So it is your action.
Is this thing just like smoke, or does it actually seem to have actual tangible form?
It kind of like it is kind of like that ethereal corporal form, if that makes sense. Like it is swapping in and out of tangible, intangible, but that you can tell that they are not ethereal in the way that they're just kind of like summoned, is sort of.
Okay. I'm going to see if attacking it with my sword does anything, so I guess I'm going to do kick smash.
All right, then.
And I get a +1 from that, from Ancient Fighting Arts. Let's see. Okay, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11 will hit.
Oh, and you get
so-
you get to choose an extra effect too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's that D&D mindset.
Give me advantage.
it's really hard to shake off, like especially the first time doing it.
As my effect, because my sword does 2 harm. I'm sorry, it's a 10. I get +1 to my harm, so
Yeah.
3 harm are going towards it already, and then I will choose, you force them where you want them, so I will attack it with my sword for the 3 harm, and then I will shove after I attack it with the sword to shove it backwards away from us.
Well, that there will be no shoving from this one, as that you just slice through this thing, entwine, and then it just starts spilling out this blackish ichor. And Mike, up in his hurt stage, like, what the fuck is that? And he just faints.
Oh, well, damn.
And then that you just hear just as that the other ones that are surrounding Arteloth are just like, that they just try to each. I mean and then that one of them basically just starts lashing out at you as a reaction, and then it just tries to like hit you with a tendril for 2 harm.
This isn't me.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
I have a question.
Yes.
How many of these minions are there? Were there like?
That there were
I'm having trouble visualizing what's happening.
that there were initially 3, and then that he summoned a 4th
Right.
one, but then that Ren banished that one before it was even able to do stuff, and she just killed one. So it is 2 left because you were surrounded by 2, and then that like you are now close by 1, and then that the other one is now by Ren and Mike.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
would I be able to
That's
try
what
and
I
act
needed.
under?
Thank you.
Would I be able to try and act under pressure to dodge it attacking me?
Say that since that you have already used your reaction to basically protect someone, or else do you just get that one?
Wait, what?
Use your reaction to basically protect the NPC. So I would not allow you to use another reaction until next go around.
Okay.
All right.
So how many harm was that?
But that was a 2 harm.
1.
Oh. All right then. So we are back to the top with Arteloth.
Okay. So kind of sort of while all of that was happening, when one of the minions that was near me kind of flew away, Arteloth is kind of we struggling right now. Like I'm sitting at 4 harm because I'd taken 1 at the end of last session. So I'm technically on the unstable side of things.
Oh, shit.
So I am going to this is where my modified natural attacks is going to come in handy. Since there is one little dude still right beside me, I'm literally just going to stick my hand in the middle of it and pull a life drain out of it. So I'm going to regain 1 health.
Okay.
And it will take 1 harm.
Okay. It takes 1 harm. So that he just.
And I did that as a. Sorry.
Go on. No. Finish your statement.
I was gonna say, like, I kind of came out of my stun long enough to do that as a reaction when the other one that was near me went after Ren, and so I still have an action on my turn.
Okay.
Like retroactively.
Okay.
Okay. Now you.
All right. Let's see here. I need everyone to roll me a act under pressure, as that you just start just hearing just howling is just surrounding just the entire building.
Yeah, that's not good.
I don't.
8.
8.
Oh, and I have a negative and cool. So I get another experience point. Yay!
Oh,
I also take an experience point.
oh no, Ren.
I got 7.
I got
Okay.
8.
Okay, so both of y'all kind of like brace a little bit. Dale and Everett basically don't, as just the glass just shatters, as just that this cold, icy wind echoing like, oh Lord, no, you will not take my child away from me like that. It's just that you, both Everett and Dale, are pelted with just these ice shards that kind of like go on the ground, and then that they explode out kind of like just on like a frag grenade, and then that each of you will basically take 3 cold damage. No, wait, 2 frost damage.
Okay, so you said 2 frost damage?
Yes.
That's just Dale and Everett.
And that's magic,
Yes.
correct?
That is magic. Yes, magic
Okay,
damage.
I take that 1 harm.
All right. And then that you just basically just kind of just see that the ghostly bones just kind of like get away, and then that this wind is starting just starting to pull away Bagman. All right, Dale, you are up.
Wait,
Okay.
bones? Where did bones come from?
I mean,
Well, hold on.
ghosts. That's
Isn't
a
it
ghost.
what it's Arteloth did the drain as a
It's
reaction?
still.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Go on.
I was waiting for continuing scene. Okay, so I've still got the one beside me, right? I only took 1
Yeah.
harm from it and drained life out of it. So
Correct.
okay. I would like to. So the scene setting. The wind blew out the windows, and
Yes.
there was some like frost daggers and shit. And then now the bagman is being lifted by the wind, and he's floating out of the
Yes.
window like my.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fuck it. I am going to screw it. I'm leaving the wisp where it is. I am flying after this dude. I literally want to try to tackle this dude or keep him from being dragged away by the wind. Like I want to grapple him, I guess.
Okay, let's see. What would that be? I would say that'd be a
Like, I
considered.
want to tackle his ass.
I would say then that'd be a considered an act under pressure.
Shit. Okay. Fair enough. Right. Don't fail me now, pretty new dice that my girlfriend brought me. Hey, that's gonna be an 8.
An 8. Ooh. Do you want a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay?
Price to pay. I need this guy tackled. I need him to not get away.
Tackle him, and both of you start just.
I need him to not.
That you tackle him onto the floor, but you hear that you just hear the wind are like, oh, that you see that wasn't very nice. As just that this like out of the form of wind, just like that this wind just belt down straight into up into just at your lower spine, as that you basically take 3 magical harm.
All right. With my immortal ability, I'm gonna suffer 1 less, but I will end up taking the 2.
Right. So then that you know that happens, but then that you still keep him just kind of like on at the cusp there, and then he's just like, y'all are some persistent motherfuckers.
All right. I used my reaction on the previous turn, like while all that other ish was happening with Ren. Do I have a reaction now?
Say that it resets. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would like to use a reaction now and life drain 1 more out of this guy that I've tackled.
Okay.
So that I can regain 1 more healing point. I'm still unstable. I'm sitting at 4.
Okay. All right then. All right then, Dale.
Can you said that something came out of the wind? Can we actually see what's in the wind? Is there a figure?
Nothing came out of the wind. Nothing came out of the wind.
And the wind said that wind said something about you not taking my child, right?
You are pretty much that you are not taking my child away.
Dale is going to say that Arteloth is not looking good.
Mm-hmm.
And is going to position himself in front of Arteloth and this guy, but at the same time doing so, he is going to kick Bagman in the head.
Okay.
To
Some tests.
connect with this, my body also counts as its weakness because I am my own divine weapon due to smite.
Okay.
And so my unarmed attacks are 2 harm, intimate, messy, and count as the weakness.
Gotcha.
So my
Duly
body,
noted.
my body, and my weapon both count. So I am just Dale's kicking and positioning himself in front of Arteloth.
Duly noted. Roll it.
That's a 12. Double harm.
Let me see. Let me do some math right quick.
Knock
Okay.
that motherfucker out.
So that you said then that counts as 2.
Yeah,
Correct?
it's my unarmed attacks are a 2. Just
And then that you are basically, because of your divine ability, it basically says that any type of creature's weakness is also applied to the damage, just to be sure, correct? And then that you had
let
did
me
double half.
let me scroll down and make sure because I copied it down. Smite.
Mm-hmm.
Your body and divine weapon always count as a weakness against the monsters you fight. Your unarmed attacks are 2 harm, intimate, messy. Well, intimate
Doing
hand,
them wrong.
intimate hand, messy. So maybe I have to punch instead of kick.
I mean, that I would say like that a hand to basically be a little kick or so. I would allow that. But
Okay.
that the way that that the way that I was reading that was basically that you are taking into account the monster's weakness and then that's added to your damage.
It means that I like even though my weapon is cold iron, it still counts as silver for like werewolves because it's
So
automatically treated as their weakness.
okay,
Same thing if I slap somebody.
so that it will basically so then that I was doing it right. So it does take into account that their weakness damage. Gotcha. That's just what I was
I'm just
including.
paladin smiting the everything that's in front of me right now.
As that you are just paladin smiting this dude with the whip, and then he's just like, "Fuck off, ULM brat!" And he puts the gun right up to your shoulder and lets it out, and it just goes through your shoulder blade. You take 3 harm for that.
Ignore it because of invincible and resilience.
The bullet ricochets off of you somehow, but because of that,
Dale's just, would you please just pass the fuck out at this moment? I have literally hit you every time. Just go to sleep.
bleep, you're trying to kill me, you fucktwad.
You're fucking trying to kill us, you little twit. I mean, seriously, in all the gods that are out there's names, you came in here broken, you've been killing people. You also dress up with a bag on your head, that's really inappropriate and insensitive. And now you got, like, Ghost Wind Mama coming in here trying to say, oh, don't you hit my baby when she's never spanked you and you're being a little shit.
Now that just for the record, motherfucker, that is my servant. Get it right? The ghost says that.
You
The
called
wind
him
says
your
that.
child.
Oh, that I just call all of my devout ones my child.
You have a fucked up family dynamic.
Oh no, that he is just the head cultist. They are they are my children. Just like you all soon will be.
No, thank you.
Everett. Alrighty then, Everett.
Sitting there coughing up blood, looking almost as bad as Arteloth, and I point my weapon. I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this. I can do point my gun at the head honcho.
Okay.
Ah, that's much better. 8.
8. Ooh. Okay, so you suffer harm to each other.
Yet I suffer 1 harm, but then they suffer. Let me see.
Let me see.
What does my weapon do? Shoot, I lost it. Oh, there it is. It suffers 2 harm plus 1 because now it's a magic item. So
Okay.
3 magic up.
Oh, that is just enough. But as that his dying act, he throws his knife as a last ditch effort right up into your clavicle, and that does 2 harm. Messy.
Oh well, I'm unstable now. I'm at 5 harm now.
And then just at his last breath, he says, "Taylor, you worthless sister," and he just goes down.
And I also go down because I have a knife in my clavicle. I just fall over like, oh shit.
Minions just start glaring at all of y'all. All right, Rin, you are up.
So he just took out the big one, like the main guy,
I took out the big one, yes.
and
But
I still have a minion in front of me. Correct.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it worked with the last one, so let's try and banish your ass.
I'll be right back.
Oh no! Fuck.
You get.
Snake eyes. So 4.
Oh no!
Unless you want to spend some luck. Make that a 12.
Oh, God. The 4 is really bad.
The XP or do your luck. Need to know.
Luck.
All right. It is banished. It will be considered banished.
Doesn't wait with the banishment? Do we don't control where they go, do we?
I am basically saying that for just that, the sake of speeding up the story along, I am
Wherever
saying
the
then that
fuck it
y'all are
came from.
basically that y'all are doing that pretty much.
Wherever the
Y'all
fuck
are
it came
getting,
from.
rid of them. Y'all
See,
are
I
getting rid of them.
I was going to say she's just sending them to Hell, Michigan, and that'd be funny.
Out of here, I don't care where it is at the moment. It's not on this plane. If it was not from this plane, it's not from here. It's not here. It's gone.
Very rightfully so. And then that the last one is just going to just basically that the howling of just the wind just gets harsher and harsher and just like, oh no, you all. Then that the wind just swoops around that the corpse and basically vanishes with just the minion in tow. And we are officially out of combat.
What the fuck just happened?
That was balls.
Yes, I'd say so.
Actually, I guess I should say that was bollocks.
Mike he kind of sort of wakes up from his stupor and just like, what the fuck?
We have a knife wound. Knife wound.
Knife wound? Oh, well, shit. And then fuck. And then he just goes and then that there is like there's a first aid kit. He just like rips off then he actually opens it up. And then he just comes back out with it. And then he's just like, now that like Mr. Wiliams, that this is gonna hurt a little bit. And then he just like yanks out the knife and just like tosses it to the side, and then he just like, all right, and here is just some little bit of gosh to just get rid of this bleeding. I just wish I had my Neosporin and Band-Aid. I need just some Neosporin and Band-Aid won't fix this shit.
I was gonna say that.
I have
But then
I have ibuprofen.
oh yeah, then I think then that that he is going to need a BC because then that this shit look like it hurt. But will somebody please explain what the fuck was that?
I have no clue. It looked like Kmart
While
brand.
all of that is happening,
So go ahead, Arteloth.
I literally need to use some magic and try to heal myself and get out of unstable myself. So I'm gonna do that.
Do
Right.
that.
If a ghost is unstable, does that mean you're just like flickering like a bad TV image or like Marty
Mhm.
McFly when he was fucking up real bad?
Yeah. Yes.
That is what I'm pitching.
So that was an awful roll.
Ooh.
Also
Oh no.
snake eyes, so that's only gonna be 5. I would like to use luck, but does that mean that I also do I mark experience when I mark for luck too, or not?
No.
No, that you only treat it as if that you have rolled a 12.
Okay, so I'm marking luck for that and healing myself for the 1, which will get me out of unstable. And it says keeper gives an added benefit. So what do I get? What's my special bonus prize?
You might want to use an additional point to heal. That's what I do.
Yes, thank you.
Luck counter. Since then that y'all have helped me, that I can at least
Yes.
throw y'all a bone. Since then that you all basically took out one of the Mango twins, but anyway, or so anyway. So then that Mike is like, I can't believe you took out one of the Mango twins.
I'm gonna put it this way: I hit him in the face with a metal whip that has this, and he holds it up, and it's got like a spiky, angry-looking morning star on the kind of his head in the face 3 times.
Tried to go on.
Was he
Sorry,
on
Dale.
Was he on PCP?
Why no? I mean that this is my first time ever seeing that that kind of Kevlar. That body armor of his was tough to crack through. I mean, hell, that we had to even try buckshot. Oh man, that we need somebody. We need to give Mr. Wiliams some medical attention. I mean,
I
then
think I'm still bleeding out.
that he is helping you, so he has been able to like remove like about 1 harm of damage so far. But you are still unstable.
Yeah, I'm still technically
Miss-
unstable. I'm gonna have to go to a hospital to get stable.
Miss Rin. I think he was over at that file cabinet. You know that I am actually garbage at research, as it turns out. How about I help the sheriff get Mr. Wiliams downstairs so we can try to get him an EMT?
I'll take a look over there.
Okay then.
Also, real quick, is this an ice shard sticking out of my shoulder?
Yeah.
Yes.
Could someone pull it out, please?
Yank.
Ha. Okay.
It's a quick one to tea, then let it sit.
It's gonna get infected. I bet it's dirty Rayville ice.
It's my turn, honey. You'll be fine.
I will, I guess for the remainder of this scene, Keeper, I will, if Mr. Everett Wiliams is willing, Dale will try to help him downstairs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Let's see. I will go investigate.
100%.
All right, and so what is Rin doing?
I'm going to. He mentioned that it was over by the filing cabinet, so I'm going to go see and investigate the mystery over there, see if I can find anything.
Okay then. So whenever you go through the filing cabinet that you basically find an old ledger from John Miller's grandfather. So do you decide to open it?
Yes.
Okay then. Inside of the ledger, it has the name Pearl Anderson circled in just red ink, as a newspaper clipping is taped on the inside of a false page that seems to stick out. Do you choose to investigate further?
Yes. What was the name? Pearl Anderson?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, as that you were basically reading through the article, it explains that in 1893, migrant and former slaves worked long shifts for the Miller Railroad Company, and in January there were seven deaths due to a bad snowstorm. However, only 6 out of the 7 were recovered. The Anderson family had also sued the Miller's company for mistreatment, but the case was quickly dismissed. I need a Ren to give me a read a bad situation.
One moment. Sure, 1 sec. 8.
8? Okay, then. On an 8, that you kind of get this eerie, that you just get these cold shivers down your, just like rattling in your head, that you do not take any type of damage or nothing. You just hear something that's just so up in like a dark language that you do not understand. It's like God or something to that nature, but you cannot understand a lick of it. And as that, oh, sorry, go on.
And I get a question because I rolled 8, right?
Right, that is correct.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
As you are like reading through that, you hear that the sound of a vehicle just zooming by, and then you hear just a thud that is just dropped. It had seemed like that it had dropped a body bag, just like you just see, just like outside the broken window, that you just see that a white Jeep is speeding just down Highway 80, and then there is just a body bag heading towards the area where that you all suspect a corner station is.
Has everyone else gone back downstairs?
I don't think so. I think that y'all are still all upstairs.
I think
I'm still up here.
Dale's carrying Everett downstairs. Like, how would Everett prefer to be carried?
Very gingerly. Like, technically, when you're unstable in this game, you require a hospital. Like, it's not like D&D where you can just heal up. So yeah, whoever is in me and Arteloth, they're probably not looking great right now. Well, actually, I think Arteloth used.
Well, I'm out of unstable. Yeah, I'm back at 2 harm.
Yeah, and I'm still at 4 harm. So I am going to try my best to heal myself. I'm going to be like, okay, just.
I'll stop on the landing. I'll stop on the landing. Are you sure you're okay?
Let me just ask someone. Okay, can you come help me? And I'm not speaking to anyone. I'm like lifting my head up in the air. It's like pressing where my wound is, and I'm going to use magic.
Okay, roll it.
Are you summoning ghosts?
I got a 6. I hurt myself.
Oh shit! It's too late for me to try to help. It's too late for me to try to help, isn't it?
You want to use luck point to make that a 12?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Everybody
Let's go
has...
ahead and do a luck point.
Okay. So as that, you basically have ghosts and stuff for basically like patching up just at this wound, so that you get to remove 1 harm. harm, then that you notice that like one ghost in particular just kind of stops and just stares at you, and then that they give you just that the teacher finger wag of like naughty naughty, and then that they just disappear.
Well, I feel a little bit better.
I'm trying to help you. Am I not doing a good job? I'm trying to go down the stairs gently.
You're fine.
And then
Wow.
Mr. Williams, I do have that EMT on the way. Then that they actually have a little bit more than what I can do, but shit, God, I don't know what the hell's going on.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I think someone just dropped a body bag out of a car downstairs.
Oh God, what Rayville? That y'all used to be peace and quiet. That we used to just have our own festivals. You know that I wanted to go to Fox's Peace. I just thought that this would all be wrapped up. I thought that this was just some Mangle Twin stuff, but I digress. We got to do our jobs.
Like he keeps talking about the Mangle twins, like this is just Tuesday, like this is bullshit they do all the time.
Who are these Mangle twins?
Is he going down the wait? Is he actually going down the stairwell with us?
Yes, he's going down the stairs with y'all.
Is this just something that happens all the damn time?
Why? Obviously, I never knew that he can summon things stuff of look like similar to like my child's damn game that they always play. But shit.
What game?
You know that Death Until Dawn game.
Why are you letting your child play that?
That he is 16.
Never mind. I thought you had a little one. Never mind. Minding my own damn business now.
But anyway, that those things look oddly suspicious and oddly familiar like that. I've seen those things up in that game. You know that I'm pretty sure that as a young like a young man yourself that you like to play those video games.
I take a huge rip of a vape as we're going down.
You know that's going to give you popcorn lungs.
I smoked for 20 years. This ain't going to do much worse.
Wait, what Arteloth doing at this point?
I wanted to say that I was probably taking a look at the files with Ren.
Oh, that you can certainly go over there and then y'all can talk about that. Sure, I will let y'all have that scene.
I found this in a particular name circled. Pearl Anderson. It looks like back in the late 1800s, there was some deaths due to a snowstorm of people that were working for the company. 6 were recovered, but apparently not this last person. The family sued for mistreatment, but it didn't believe it. It said it didn't. Nothing happened. It didn't go anywhere.
It didn't go anywhere.
And so nothing was done.
That definitely seems to be connected to all of the issues surrounding the Millers, then.
Yes, it would certainly explain if someone were to have a grudge from the beyond, not the supernatural. Also, is there really just a body bag sitting on the sidewalk outside the building?
Yeah, I did have a question about that. Keeper, you said the body bag was rolling toward the coroner's office?
No, that the body bag was dropped off by what had sounded like a vehicle based on Ren's read a bad situation roll. It basically got dropped off,
right.
And then that the vehicle was heading towards Corner Station.
Oh, it was heading towards the station.
Oh, Corner Station.
Yes.
Okay.
The Corner Station where we were supposed to. Oh shit. Bloody hell.
Corner Station is where basically the alleged monster is.
Right.
So
Hurry up before the
someone-
frost comes in.
So someone threw a body bag out of a jeep and they headed toward the monster. Well, that's not suspicious at all, is it?
Yeah, but I would also add in that this factor that you also saw the two remaining witnesses were up in at the back of the Jeep as well. You saw a Mr. Let me see. Let me make sure I am getting these right quick. That you had
Wait a
saw a
minute.
male and a woman. You saw a male and a woman up in at the back of the Jeep, kind of tied up.
Okay, that hasn't been mentioned as of yet, but okay. I just remembered there was there were two people tied up in the back of the jeep as well. Perhaps we should let the officer know this and see what the hell is in that bag.
So is
So-
the body bag out the back of the building, or is it down the front where they're going to see it as they're heading out to go meet the EMTs?
I would say out in the front.
Oh, Arteloth, I think we need to catch up.
Okay.
Is this about the time
Indeed.
we're making it out the front and there's just a body bag?
Yes, and then that the EMT just pull up and just like, all right, and then that there is a female EMT, and then she's just like, all righty then, all right then, Mike, where is that the hurt person at?
On the second floor, I'm snapping that file shut, putting it to my arm, and hurrying downstairs to meet everyone.
Zoomy.
Is that a fucking body bag right there?
I think, yeah, that's a body bag.
He's hurt. Take him, sheriff.
What? Yes.
Dead
Mhm.
dead bag.
Oh no! What the fuck? And then he just takes out his pistol like I am about to zip this open. All right, and then I just need y'all to stay back.
Perhaps that isn't the best idea, officer. And I'm going to pull out my sword and come up next to him.
Okay.
This is how zombie outbreaks start in movies.
It was I saw a white jeep. Chuck it out.
White Jeep.
It chucked it out and it headed for Corner Station. There were two people tied up in the back.
Oh shit! I kind of recognize that goddamn Jeep. Taylor Mangle. God, dog. The Mangle twins are going to. So much of this stuff. But anyway, then I got to deal with one issue at a time now. All right, and y'all folk ready?
I've got
No.
All right, you stay back there, Dale. I'm standing next to with my sword ready to
All right,
stab.
All right, 1, 2, 3, and then he just unzips it, and then you see like a frost burned face of a Claudette Toussaint is inside the bag. She looks it's just a husk, literally a frozen husk that is cracked. It's just you know how like a piece of meat has freezer burn on it. That is what she looks like.
Oh,
Spencer literally just fridged her.
God.
Yes, and then that. Oh God, I gotta. But I did make a name mistake earlier up in that the recap that y'all did not speak to Claudette Toussaint at the house. Y'all had spoke to a Angela Wiliams.
Didn't I speak to Claudette?
It was
No, we speak to Claudette.
Yeah, we spoke.
I
we spoke to the lady who escaped through the trap door.
Yes.
Yeah, then that is Angela Wiliams.
That's Claudette.
I got the name.
That's not the name you gave us last time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I
his,
had mixed
you
up
told
names.
us. You told us it was his wife.
Yeah, I get that. Then I had got the wrong name. Okay, we can just keep it as that. That's fine. I got the wrong name. That's my bad, y'all. Still kind of new to this.
So, what in the hell happened?
Can we get a straight recap right now? The person we spoke with, who was the surviving wife of the guy that was on a meat hook, he was a Cajun dude. Name of shit. What was his name? Too many notes, not enough stuff.
I apologize. I'm not the note taker this go around. That's all I've been
I
doing with
do
Hogpaw.
apologize for that.
I've got like 7.5 pages in the.
Holy shit!
Oh, Carl Toussaint
Okay,
was
then that.
the guy that was put on the
Mhm.
meat hook. And
Then
then
at
his
that-
wife is Claudette, and he escaped through the trap door in the house when the
Mhm.
crazy ghost lady came to put Carl on the meat hook.
Right.
So Claudette
right.
is in the bag right now, and she's frostburned. And we
Yes,
literally
then
just spoke to her like an hour ago.
Like
they
maybe
had swapped up names. That was my bad. It should have been. Should have been Carl Williams and Angela Williams. That was my fault. Because I was just thinking to myself like something wasn't making right in my work. That's my fault, y'all.
So the family name should have been Wiliams. not
Right.
Toussaint.
Correct.
So
Ugh.
to retcon this person in the body bag that is frostburned is the person that we spoke with
No.
just a little bit ago, or not?
No.
No,
It
it's
is
somebody
not.
else.
We
Yes,
we never
that
spoke
is-
to this person.
Right, that y'all never spoke to that person.
Okay,
That
thank
is
you.
correct.
Thank you.
That's my
Good.
fault.
Tally ho.
Read my notes more. Read notes more, Keeper. But anyway.
Who is this again?
She was one of the she was basically one of the witnesses from the police report.
No, I was saying that is Ren.
Oh.
Wasn't
Oh,
remembering
gotcha.
who this was. Is this someone we've dealt with? Officer, who is this? I'm drawing
Oh
a
shit. Oh shit. Then that is Claudette Toussaint. That she was from the news report. I guess then that they are taking out the witnesses.
Mr. Everett.
Yeah.
Are you feeling up to talking to a dead person?
I can try.
We'll get you an IV.
I walk up to the body bag and look at the dead person in the bag.
Okay, and then what are you going to do?
I am going to use what is this ability called? I forget.
Speak with dead.
Speak with dead. Yes. No, I'm going to use the sight
Mhm.
as I investigate a mystery.
Okay, then roll me the investigate a mystery.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's necro communication.
9 plus, like, what is mine? Oh no. Oh wait, that's not it. I have too many windows open. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I'm doing writing, or I have a lot of stuff I'm writing, and yeah. Okay. 10 total for investigative mystery, and I'm looking for any spirits or any way I can talk to.
Okay, then let me just finish up typing this right quick. What time is it? At around. Okay, then. So then you had said that what was your role in total?
It was 10.
Okay, then. So as that you're basically like looking through, then you just see just at the form of basically that this that this black lady is just that she just comes up, just as like as a spirit, just like unfrostbitten. And then what are the questions that you want to ask her?
Oh, where did it go?
Oh, that the crazy railroad worker ghost lady. She just after that ooh, excuse me. I'm still having my acid reflux as a ghost, but it basically attacked me in my sleep, and I guess I'm here now, but they were going towards Corner Station.
Corner. Okay, so they're still heading towards Corner Station.
Right.
Okay. So, yes, Corner Station is where they're heading. Is there anything else? I kind of have a headache. Oh, Jesus. And he's like sitting there just like, oh, fuck, holding his head.
Can someone get him an IV?
Yes, right away. And then as she just like gets this IV and just jams it, that she just basically just does it all carefully, but she is very rough with it, and then that she misses a few times before that she actually gets the correct vein.
Ow, ow. I know it's hard to see. Ow.
I'm
Jeez.
sorry, Keeper. Just like she just jams it, and it's like she just walks up, thunk, like a Capri Sun pouch to his back.
All right, and you got 2 more questions.
Okay. Hey, ghost woman.
My name is Claudette. I
Hey,
have
Claudette.
a name.
Have I spoke to Claudette before?
That this is your first time speaking to her.
Okay. What do you know what it is?
Oh, that she's a ghost.
No, I mean the creature that killed you. I'm sorry, I should have specified.
I mean that she was a somewhat kind of a specter of a black lady. You know, that I just saw that the tag on just her uniform, it had the last name Anderson on it. As that she basically stuck this railroad spike into me while I was sleeping and then froze my body. It was painful.
Yeah, sounds very painful. I look at Sheriff Mike and I say, "Do we know an Anderson, African American woman, maybe works at a hospital or a diner or whatever else?"
That that the Anderson family, that after that loss, according to basically what I was told, that I was just only I was just basically like a little young boy whenever that this happened. It was just basically after that the whole like that that the new generation of that the Andersons had tried the lawsuit again, but it fell through, and then that they had moved up north. So I don't know that I don't know if they've been in town or not.
Huh. I take another rip of the vape.
Are you just about to blow some fatty clouds? Just puff some.
Just fat clouds, and it's like 25 milligrams of nicotine. It's a high dose of nicotine that he's doing.
That is the worst cotton ever.
I'm going to ask my last question.
Okay.
Hold on. Ask her if she knows if anyone else is getting into the chicken sandwich war.
I don't know what you mean by that. And also, this is not the time to be making jokes. And I take another rip. And
I'm not joking.
Dale, stop.
It's literally claimed lives.
Dale, not important for the moment.
Yes, ma'am.
what is it going to do? Or is this other twin, this Anderson, going to do?
Well, that she said that the sacrifices have already been made, and basically that I was one, then that there are 2 left to do. So then that whenever that the sacrifices come, I had just heard this just from that, that the weird woman driving, I could still hear stuff, but only as a ghost. She said something about basically that the specter would become like physical and manifest, along with basically that this thing called that the entity, and just it was going to take over the town of Rayville.
Huh.
And then with that the spirit just kind of fades away.
Okay. I turn to Arteloth, Dale, and Ren. What do we know about between you three about dark rituals and summoning things?
It's bad.
Well, I mean, okay, so there were sacrifices going on. There's only 2 more that needs to be done. This specter is going to become corporeal. That's about the gist of everything, kind of, And I take another rip.
Well, I'm assuming the 2 that were tied up in the back of the Jeep are the last 2.
Yeah. So I guess this this entity is going to be made manifest soon.
Sheriff,
Well, we can't have that.
I think you need to put out a PBA, a PBR. Is it PBR or PBA?
I could use a pass blue ribbon.
Oh no, we don't need that. Maybe get like every officer to. Are we going to have to go to that train stop that everyone kept mentioning earlier?
Yes.
There. Maybe even call the folks back in Monroe.
I mean, that at this point, then as you are speaking to him, that off the state that like State Trooper LaRoe is already speeding on the way with just her State Trooper SUV by herself, and then he's just like, well, shit, LaRue already beating me to the punch.
She gonna
Damn
get
city folk.
She gonna get herself killed.
We're going to need to.
You need a doctor.
Yeah, I do. Which is why I'm not feeling too good about going in and helping with this. But
I mean,
well, hold on.
You'll be fine.
Hold on. Has anyone seen the movie Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, I saw it when it came out.
Yeah. Oh, damn, that means you're old. Can we get like an adrenaline shot to hit him in the chest like he's an ODing hoochie?
That's not how adrenaline actually works.
That is oddly specific, but
please don't hit me with an adrenaline needle. Please do not. I am not ODing on heroin.
I do have a couple of just like extra medical packs if people need them. Oh God, Michael Hutchison, you need Sheriff, you need to get. Then that she just takes. So I will basically equate this to like a short rest in a sense. If you can remove up to 2 harm from this time period, but that's it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So, human sacrifice.
That's solid. I'm back to good.
So, human sacrifice, weird bagheads, ice ghost, hate this town, not because of you, but what's happening in it, and my shirt's ruined.
Actually, I hear the locals say this is a rather nice town, especially for North Louisiana, and he's just bandaging up like the gaping fucking hole in his clavicle.
I'm sorry, all I hear is like him pulling duct tape loose, even though I know that's not what it is, just like wrapping duct tape and gauze around his knife wound.
So Michael Hutchison speaks up, and he's just like, well, I do got the boys coming along with just Mr. Bill Hopkins is coming, but it's just only going to be about 5 of us, so it's just going to be up to you lot. But
who's Bill?
William Hopkins, you met him, boy. That he was at the sheriff's office.
Bill's a nickname for William.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought it was Liam.
Anyway, Anyway, then
hold on. Could you bring that other individual that you said apparently broke the sound barrier with his flatulence?
Okay, we have to get
Anyway,
we have to get going. I look at Arteloth and I say, "Are you all right, Ghost?"
I'm all right. Are you all right?
No, I'm really not. But we got to do this, and I pull out the gun.
all right, but on that, it's a last closing scene here that William Hutchison is going to say, like, since that y'all want to know about the Mangle twins, long story short, that they are a pair of fraternal twins from Mangum that they decided to become mass murderers. Well, y'all have allegedly took out one, but the body, I don't know what happened to the body. Who knows?
Fairly sure he's an ice zombie now.
I don't know what the hell that y'all must have been watching too many scary movies, but shit, that it's just been a weird day.
Sheriff, literally, ice came through a window and it oh shit, you passed out.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know what the hell just going on, but it's all good. It's all good that I believe y'all. You know that y'all. I mean that hell that are y'all gonna have to do that the Men in Black thing to me? I don't know.
Hold on.
Booze will be okay with you.
No, I don't know how. I don't know how to do that.
Okay, good. Because then that, I guess then after that this is over with, I'm going up into early retirement. But we got ourselves to go in and kill something. But my grandma did say something about like, like fire and I don't know, fire and salt. That she was just into tarot reading and stuff. I didn't really believe it until now. So maybe that if y'all had some fire salt or something, that'll work. But that's just my grandma's old wisdom.
The fire does burn anything. Also, could we coat a weapon in salt and fat? And then it becomes a salted sword?
I mean, that y'all are the experts in this up and just at this boopity boppity boo. But then that we just gotta just load up, and we will end on that note.
Okay. Do we want to do experience before we sign off?
Yeah. And then just for that, the players, I do apologize about the name confusion. I have forgot to scroll down at my notes. So are we all understood about the names now?
Yeah, it's fine. It happens.
Yep.
Okay then. My bad about that. And I do apologize for anyone watching and stuff. That it was just a lot of stuff to try to keep up with. But anyway, then let me get that up for y'all. Okay then. So did the players conclude the current mystery?
No.
We have not.
Okay. Did they save someone from certain death or worse?
I think we did.
I would argue that Dale definitely did.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Sure, I saved the officer too.
Okay. So then y'all get to mark 2 for that one. All right. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
The Mangle twins are fraternal twins.
That is correct.
We also learned about Pearl Anderson.
Okay. Anything else?
White Jeeps stand out.
Nice try. Nice try on that one.
EMTs do not respond to a rolling body bag in the parking lot at Rayville.
My character vapes.
Yeah, he does rip big fat clouds of cotton.
That works. So then that kind of works. So yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Then that actually ties up into the other question. So basically that you all get 1 for just this one, unfortunately. So did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters? Well, Everett vapes.
I would say also that Dale can soak way too much damage for his scrawny
Yeah, you can soak damage.
So much damage for his scrawny little ass.
the hell are you eating? Wheaties?
He's like, no, I swim and I jog. I mean, I don't have big ripped muscles. I'm just kind of slim. I've been told I look like a short Tom Hiddleston.
All right. Anything else did we learn new and important about Ren or Arteloth this session?
Arteloth doesn't like salt.
I mean, it makes sense.
Very, very much do not like.
I will allow that.
Ooh,
All
I
right.
get to level up.
So then y'all get 0. So then it is 0, 2, 1, 2. Okay.
So how many experiences that checked off altogether?
So that'll be 5.
Dang.
Five,
Really?
5 total.
Level up, level up.
Yes, 5
Wow.
total.
That puts me. Yeah, that's a level up for me. And
Yep, me too.
Because of my failure, I get 2 level ups.
I am taking a move from another playbook keeper. I'm taking a move from the professionals playbook, and this is the last time I can take one from a another playbook. I am taking. Let's see, where is it? Stop being slow, computer. I am taking. Oh, maybe it's not this one. I'm sorry. I will shut up.
Okay. Anybody else want to tell me about level ups that they're going to do?
Oh wait, sorry. It's the expert. I'm taking precise shot, which allows me when I roll tough on a 10 plus, I inflict +2 harm. On a 7 to 9, I inflict 1 additional harm.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Tank.
I'm going to take another initiate move. I'm going to take Mystic. Every time you successfully use magic, you take +1 forward.
Okay.
I'm going to take +1 weird to max out to 3 weird. To be that extra weird. And because I failed, I get a 2nd level up. Now I have 0 experience, and I'm going to take the move Hex.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Nice.
All right, then. So, did that Arteloth level up or anything like that?
Yes, I did, and I'm taking an extra natural attacks pick. I'm going to add the +1 harm base to my life drain, so that I have some extra heal and damage boost.
All righty then.
So
Go on.
Before we sign off, Keeper, if Dale does not die, I do intend to take Devastating, which means there is a chance, as long as I roll a 7 or above, that it's 4 harm weakness.
Oh, did we all basically get a short rest, or was it just?
It was just basically, I would count that as a short rest to remove 2 harm.
I'm good.
Yes. So
Also
with that, then that. Sorry about that. The early confusion about that for the listeners. Then that I apparently need to read my notes better. That I have been doing at all games. But thank you guys so much for just tuning in for just this spooky game, and then that and then that we will have the frightful conclusion of it next week, and then that we will turn it over to Miro.
Let's see. The only thing I'm going to bring up is we do have a very special game that 3 of the players from this game will be in, and I will be DMing with Into the Woods. It will be our Domain of Dread special Halloween game. And I believe everything is set up for Extra Life, but I will let Frey do all that and our final sign-off.
Oh, we are glad anyone came and joined us tonight. I gotta get myself out of the horrible British accent voice. Blah. Or if you are watching this later on our YouTube, or you can find us there and on here as Team Bonus Action. We are on Facebook, Team Bonus Action. We are at bonus_team on Twitter. We have, as Miro said, we are working on Extra Life, which is coming up month after next. He has his special spooky game next month, which I have to work, so I'm not going to be able to be in it. Brain fart. What else we got going? We got.
Incognita.
That's not streamed, but
Okay.
we
Gotcha.
do have. I haven't scheduled it yet, but sometime probably next month during the week we will have Anathema from the Dark Cypress Chronicles, the Monster of the Week game I run, and
Yes.
our normal games, I guess.
Yes, we've got Holy Winds on Monday. Brain, stop doing that. I played Nazra this weekend. I played Ren, and I used bad accent for both. We have Holy Winds on Monday, as usual. We will have the conclusion for this game next Thursday, unless there is some change in the middle there.
Shouldn't be.
No roundtables coming up that I am aware of.
I did put a suggestion in it for that the round table that we could possibly have, but then we can talk about that after stream.
Oh, the spoopy thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a DM topic, so that would be for Hewitt. Blah, blah, blah. I think that is all I have.
I guess before you sign off, with Extra Life, our goal this year, everybody, is $1,500 because we made $1,000 last year at the very end. For anybody that's watching this now,
I thought we made it to 2.
No, we made it to 1. We made it to 1, and that was with a donation that hit Tuesday after the game last year. Any proceeds from the Extra Life that we were doing go to Batson's Children's Hospital in Jackson. Frey and I have been there several times. Our child goes there because it has a very great neurological center. It's every dime that we have donated to us will go directly to the Children's Miracle Hospital Network and specifically to Batson's because that is our targeted charity hospital. It's a great foundation. It is a great cause. Helping families not worry about a medical cost is one, it shouldn't be a problem to begin with, but we all know the hellscape of insurance and healthcare in this country anyway. But anything we can do to help a family not worry about a medical cost so a child can get what they need is worth it. So if you feel like donating, please do. If you watch this after Extra Life is over, you can still donate to the charity. Please do, because again, a family should never have to worry about paying a bill for their child to make sure that they're healthy.
And for incentive, we will have tons of stuff to give away during our stream. Lots of stuff from Steam. There's going to be the Rick and Morty versus D&D book, some Funko Pops, maybe some dice bags and some dice from our local game shop, minis maybe. We're just going to have a whole lot of stuff to try and get people to, come in and watch us, donate hopefully, and at least spread the word. Try and get it out there. I mean, we're not one of the big ones for Extra Life, we know that, but we just want to get as much as we can for a good cause. So, but as long as that is all for tonight, I will take the place of Knox and say, "Don't let your meat loaf." Good night, everybody.